Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Salsabila Saifa and my friend Molida. We are from the first group who would like to explain the detailed answer about this equation that has been given to us. Okay, so here are 9 questions that should to be answered. Okay, for the first is define ESP based on 3 different experts. Okay, so for the first expert, it comes from Dudley Evans. ESP is centered on the language appropriate to these activities in terms of grammar, lexis, register, study skills, discourse, and genre. For the second term, it comes from Holme. ESP defined as a sensible way for the syllabus designers to find out the need of the learners and then develop a course according to their needs. For the last one, it comes from Bernard and Zemach. So, ESP definition is an umbrella term that refers to teaching of English to students who are learning the language for a particular work or study-related reason. For the second question, what are the differences between EAP and EOP? The differences between EAP and EOP are on the purpose, the learners, and the requirements. So, EIP, which is English for academic purposes, is defined as the language tailored to the needs of those who study in an English medium environment at the level of higher education. The learners of EIP are usually higher education students. They need to learn English in order to succeed in their academic careers. Meanwhile, EOP, which is English for occupational purposes, is defined as the language in a broad variety of work-related settings, such as business English, English for law, English for economics, and so on. The learners of EOP are usually to be adults. They need to learn English to improve their job performance. Next, for the third question, in your opinion, where does English for vocational high school belong, EAP or AOP? So, based on our opinion, English for vocational high school belong to AAP. Even it is counted as vocational high school, the students need to study English that is consists of reading, listening, speaking, writing as the subjects that will support their knowledge. Furthermore, they still need to attend the class regularly. By learning it as well, they are expected to be a good language learner for their future. Okay, for the question number 4, what are the advantages of ESP? Mention the expert you refer to. According to Dudley Evans, ESP may use in specific teaching situations a different methodology from that of general English. Also, ESP could be used for learners at secondary school level, not only tertiary. Due to the most ESP courses assume basic knowledge of the language system, it can be used with beginners as well. Then, according to K. Westerfield, ESP is used to introduce learners to the specific communication needs of their future academic and professional discourse communities. Thus, according to Chris Wright, in the intensive, accelerated, and subject-specific learning context of ESP courses, training can increase their learning speed, efficiency, and effectiveness. Then, for the next question, would be explained by Maulida. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Salsabila, for the time. So here I will explain about the question from number 5 to the last question, which is number 9. So for the number 5, what are the rules of ESP practitioners? Explain briefly. The rules of ESP practitioners practically research and figuring out about what the students will mostly or likely need it in their learning progress. And here there are 5 rules, you can see it here, of the ESP practitioner. So Basically, ESP practitioners should know about the student's need and their different types of interest. The teacher's role here is to build up appropriate opportunities for learning and teaching process, and also he or she should make use of the authentic materials to increase learners' motivation as well as to apply proper teaching methodology that suits the learner's need. Here, the collaborator's role is for better obtaining the teacher experiences. The SU practitioner has to keep in touch with the other counterparts, which is the teacher in different location, as well as the subject teachers, in order to refresh and update his or her teaching awareness. So, in order to meet the specific needs of the learners and adopt the methodology and activities of the target discipline, the ESP practitioner, which is the collaborator, must first work closely with field specialists. So, for the course designer, as it stated on the PowerPoint itself, that the role of the course designer is to design the course based on the students' need, which known by conducting needs analysis first. And then here, the materials provider, the supporting materials that making the supporting materials that cover a wide range of fields, arguing that the grammatical structures, functions, discourse structures, and etc. And here the researchers and the evaluator, that one that conduct the research and the evaluating process. And here is the question. Why the ESP practice needs the evaluation? Well, the process of this evaluation needed to in order to make the syllabus is valid and always to keep up to date. And then the next one is what is meant by needs. You can already see it on your screen. There are three different. Here I differentiate the definition by the general education and the ESP. So it is something that required by the students, and this in these ESP terms, these are something that needed to be concerned before making the materials or the content for ESP course. And then here is the next question. What is mean by need analysis? Need analysis is a process of identifying of which language skill is used and determining and polishing the content for ESP course and used to assess and evaluate the learning process at the end of the course. Need analysis involving the identification and evaluation of need is also a tool for decision making in the human service and education. Decisions can be varied, including such as resource allocation, grant funding, and planning. And the next one is, what is the need analysis for, which is the equation? Well, basically, need analysis is used to collect the students' data and information in order to analyze the students' needs. But beside that, there are also knowing what are the things needed and also to evaluate students and learning process at the end of the course. And then, wow, for the last question, how do we collect data for needs analysis? Here I already group it by the form group here. So I'll explain to you. Here are the resource inventory, which information is gathered from service providers, either by survey or interview, and provides a systematic mapping of service availables, point to gaps and to widely available services, and may identify services that planners were not aware of. And then in the secondary data analysis, it includes the target population description and synthetic estimation, client analysis, and direct and at-risk indicators. And then the next one, the surveys group, it consists the key information, client satisfaction, and the training surveys. And for the last, the group procedures, it consists of the focus group, the nominal group, and public hearing and community forums. Well, that's all I guess from us because it's already the last question. I think that's all from us. Thank you so much for paying attention and listening to us. I hope you all understand the context of our discussion here. And finally, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.